What's up, team? Today we got workout number 12. It's going to be a good full body workout. You're going to get some legs, and you're also going to get some upper body in your workout. And there'll be a little bit of cardio at the end. Starting off with lunge to press, which is a good compound movement. Then we're going to do reverse flies. After that, we're going to do single leg deadlifts. Then we're going to get down on the ground, work our core a little bit, do single leg V-ups. Then we're going to hit the back of the arms with some dumbbell kickbacks. And lastly, we're going to do some interval training with high knees and butt kicks, okay? And now remember, on the bottom of the video, we have a description of the workout as well. If you're watching the video, you can click on the bottom of it and see just in the description box what exactly I'm talking about right now, so you get a whole breakdown of it, okay? So it's 2 to 4 rounds of it. You know how we do this, right? We have just dumbbells setting you up in a way that you can get it done anywhere, okay? But you got to get some dumbbells. At least get some dumbbells, all right? Okay, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to get started. So the lunge to press, okay? So I'm going to get 2 dumbbells. Now, for me, I like to reverse lunge. I would recommend, if you're staying in one place, I'll recommend a reverse lunge. If you're going to walk and lunge, so what I mean by walk and lunge is if you're going to lunge, step, and keep going, then that's different. Then a forward lunge is okay, obviously, because you're walking. But if you're staying in place, my recommendation is do a reverse lunge. So stepping straight back and driving through, okay? So now we're not just lunging here, we're doing a lunge to press, okay? So when you see that lunge to press, remember that we're lunging, and then once we stand, we're going to press, okay? You're going to count your reps on every press. So we'll get the weights up high. I like to get my elbows right under my wrist, and then I even kind of rest the weight on my shoulders, okay? So it doesn't have to be here. We're going to get the elbows pointed forward a little bit, and then the dumbbells are going to rest on the shoulders, okay? Then we're just stepping straight back. Letting the knee touch the ground very, very softly, if at all. It could not touch the ground as well. It could be up a little bit. Then you're going to drive through the front foot, and then drive up, okay? So now when we get that overhead press, we're going to want to make sure that our arms aren't too far forward, and they're not too far back, right? So straight up over the top of the head. I like to think about my wrists being somewhere even with the middle of my head or the top of my head, okay? When I press up. Now, on the lunge, once we step down, okay, we're going to really press down here. I'll switch feet, actually. It'd be a better view for you here. Once I step down, you're going to really press down through the back of your foot, and then drive. Your momentum should be driven forward, okay? So we're going to drive down first into the ground, then we're going to drive forward with our hip and get that full extension, okay? Feel glute contract, press down. Once we achieve that full hip extension, then we're pressing straight up overhead, okay? So I'll do a couple in a row here real quick. Stepping back, up, press. That's 1 rep right there. Back, up, press. 2 reps. 3 reps, okay, right? So you can go up to 12 with those. For the reverse flies, you're going to want to do something a little bit lighter. You want to achieve that hip hinge position for the reverse flies. So butt straight back. You want to make sure that your spine is nice and straight, especially because your arms are going to be down. So since your arms are down in the reverse fly, it's going to be very easy to have the tendency to round the back because your arms are down, right? So you want to really key in. If you need a mirror, if you have a workout partner, make sure that your back is straight, okay? If you have a trainer, tell him or her, hey, check my back, make sure it's straight, all right? So for the reverse fly, you want to go with lighter weights for that one. You're not going to go quite as heavy. If you already have light weights, like you have like 10 pounds or 8 pounds or 5 pounds, that's going to be fine. And then also you can do it with no weight as well, okay? So we're down nice and straight. We're opening up and back down, okay? Now, notice my arms are slightly bent, so they're not super straight. They don't have to be super straight like that. They can be slightly bent, and we're gonna open straight up, okay? So, I'm opening up and I'm kind of making a T, and I'm working the top of my back here, okay? And the idea is we're taking care of our shoulders, taking care of our back, and learning how to teach our body to retract, okay? So, nice and controlled and easy. Remember, always slow on the way back, so we don't want to drop down super fast. You drop fast, let the weight drop fast like that. It's going to allow you to maybe put yourself in a position of rounding the spine again, okay? So, nice and controlled, open up, slowly come down. Okay, another thing that can happen. So, on the way down, you can round, right? And then on the way up, you can start like lifting your head because it's getting heavy. And then you're overextending your spine too much, and that can cause a problem as well, okay? So that's why, right, I just like pointing out a few things that can cause an issue, and that's why in the beginning I said you want to use lighter weight, okay? Use light weight, get a good under control motion and rhythm while you're doing it to ensure proper form and safety, okay? So again, a few more, open up nice and easy. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that I don't lift my head up as I go because that's going to make me overextend my spine, okay? So again, alright, so we're going to do about 10 to 15 of those. If that seems really hard, just try to open up with no weight at all. Hold that, squeeze up top, then slowly come down, okay? Alright, so those are the reverse flies, single leg deadlifts. So single leg deadlifts are a little bit hard, because it challenges your balance, okay? But also a really good glute workout, good for butt, good for hamstrings, good for your core because you gotta stabilize being on one foot. So we just choose a foot, and if we're doing it with no weight, we're just gonna go down, see how low we can go onto our leg, or even if we can go down to the ground, then we're gonna press down into our foot, similar how we press down into our foot with the lunge, and drive our hip up to get that hip extension again as well. Okay, so down, drive through, nice and straight, okay? How that looks on this side, down. And then these we're gonna be doing 7. You can even, if you're really struggling with your balance, I would say go with 5. But 7 to 10 or 5 to 10 on each foot, okay? If you're doing it with weight, 2 ways you can do it with weight. You can hold 2 dumbbells. Then what I like to do is let my foot be the center, like directly center in between the weights, right? So in between my 2 dumbbells here. And then same thing. So now as I allow my hips to drop back, so one big deal on this is you want to make sure that you're letting your butt go back, right? So you're leading with your hips going back. You're not focusing on the weight going down, okay? We're more so focusing on the hips going back, and then the weight is just going to naturally find its way down, and gravity's going to take course here, right? We're just going to sit our butts back. And notice here, my knees is bent slightly. Okay, I'm not having a super straight leg. No problem with bending your knee a little bit more if you need to, okay? I actually kind of like that. Then you drive straight through, okay? So, one way you can do it is you can kind of get your thigh to, or I guess reverse, you'd want to get your belly touch your thigh, to come down to your thigh a little bit more. Then you press straight down and through, okay? So you can do it with 2 dumbbells like that. Another way you can do it is you can hold 1 dumbbell and have your foot in the center of that 1 dumbbell and repeat the same thing. Or you can hold 1 dumbbell on one side and try to balance that way as well, okay? Me personally, I like to have it on the opposite side than my foot's down. Helps balance me out a little bit. Also, it's going to challenge my abs with the load being on the opposite side. Okay, so that's a single leg deadlift. You're going to do that 5 to 10 times on each side. Single leg V-ups. Okay. Single leg V-ups. We're down on the ground. Get to lay down a second here. I'm going to have both hands over my head. I'm going to drive one heel into the ground, okay? So I'm gonna drive, right now I'm putting pressure into the ground with my left heel. And then I'm gonna bring my body up kind of on a diagonal and lead my left hand to my right toe. Back down. Now, if you really want to work the abs on in one way and then the other, I find this, for me at least, I fatigue quicker if I do all the reps on one side first. So if I knock out my 7 to 10 on one side, and then my 7 to 10 on the opposite side, for me, that tires me out just a little bit more, okay? Now, some tips on this is you don't want to pull this move. So what's the difference here between what I was doing before? I'm not lifting my upper body off of the ground, okay? So you still want to make sure, I always just tell people to get your upper body off the ground a millisecond before the leg comes off. Just so you can ensure that you're allowing your abs to work and you're achieving that crunch that you want as you come up, rather than just bringing your foot to your hand, okay? It's still gonna get a little bit of an ab workout. It's still good. If you're having a lot of trouble coming up, then hey, that's the way you should do it, okay? But the goal should be that you're able to bring your upper body off the ground as well, okay? Because it's a V up, right? So you're kind of trying to make your body look like a V, okay? If those are really hard, it's hurting your back, anything like that, go for a bridge instead. So just hold this position like this, or you can go for a marching bridge up and down that way too. So that's a regression if the single leg V-ups are not feeling safe, okay? Dumbbell kickbacks. We're gonna go with the lighter weight again, so whatever you use for the reverse slide, you probably wanna use for the kickbacks. You get in the same position, in that hip hinge position. You're gonna have your elbows up high like this, so this is home. This is how you start, okay? And then you're just gonna press straight back, bring it forward. Press straight back, bring it forward. Now, I'm not gonna have too much motion at the shoulder, so I'm not gonna be swinging my shoulder back, okay? I'm gonna keep my shoulder pretty still, and really all the motion is gonna be at the elbow, and it's just gonna be right there, okay? So you gotta learn to get your robot on, okay? Straight back, lock out. This is gonna work the triceps, okay? So you feel in the back of your arm. Again, should be using light weight. If you do it with no weight, go back here and then try to twist those hands back. Face the palms up to the ceiling, then come back up. Hold it, squeeze, 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 and back down. I suggest you use a weight or something to, some sort of resistance. But if you use just your hand, that's okay too. All right, that's the kickbacks. Now, 30, 10 by 2. What does that mean? You got 30 seconds, you're resting 10 seconds, and you're doing that for 2 rounds, okay? So you're gonna do, kind of give you a little option this time. So you're doing either high knees and butt kicks back to back, or you can just keep doing high knees and keep doing butt kicks, whichever way you want to do it, but you want to stay in this interval, okay? So for 30 seconds, I'm gonna do high knees, hit that for 30, then rest 10, and then I can repeat the high knees, or I can do butt kicks, okay? Now that times 2, that means we're gonna do this twice, okay? So we're gonna do high knees, butt kicks, or high knees, rest for as long as you need to, and then do that interval again, okay? So 30 on, 10 off. Once you finish that, then you're back to the top with the lunge to press, okay? We're gonna hit it for 2 to 4 rounds, as usual. Good luck with the workout. I will be seeing you soon for workout number 13. Take it easy.